Alright, welcome back to Blue Collar Homestead. It's been a little bit since we put out our last video. It's been really busy around here, and we didn't have a chance to grab the camera for every part of it, but we painted the homestead, the living room, dining room, kitchen, that area, and stuff like that. Which brings me to this. I want to show you this paint right here is not really what I wanted. I went to Lowe's and I told them I wanted the Valspar 2000. Now I needed 2 different colors but 3 different paints finish wise. I wanted all this stuff. They didn't have enough. Of course I went shopping and picked up my paint afterwards. They said, oh, we upgraded 2 gallons, 2 levels higher than the Valspar 2000, which is the Valpsar Signature. Let me tell you, this is the worst paint I've ever had to use in my entire life. Not only, I got this for the same price, it was like $22 is what the Valspar 2000 is. This stuff's normally almost 40 bucks a gallon. They mixed me up 2 of these. There's a couple walls here, I had to do 4 coats of this to get it to cover. I do a lot of painting and I've never had that problem. This is by far the worst paint I've ever used as far as covering. I definitely would not recommend this. Stay away from this stuff. Like I said, it's almost 40 bucks a gallon. Go for the cheap stuff. It's like $22 a gallon and it covers in 2 coats with no problem. So there's that. And then there's these guys. These are from Lowe's as well. This is a 48-foot LED rope light. And it says right on the bucket here, 5-year warranty. These are less than 2 years old. There's a bunch of dead spots in them. Guess what? I got the receipt. It's going back. What I use these for is, in my crown molding, I have lights. I mean, if you pan the camera up in there, you can kind of see what's going on there. I have that in my living room and in my kitchen down the hallway. And you get to kind of see our new paint job we got going on there. Which was a total nightmare, but in the end it came out good, but it was just a lot more work because I had to do 4 coats on that maroon color. Not a big fan of the Valspar Signature paint. Not at all. So that's what we got going on as far as the paint goes. Also, we had a gigantic tree cut down. We had to hire a tree service for that. There was power lines in the way. There was 2 houses in the way. I didn't want to deal with that. Let the pros do that. There's certain things you have to call the guy for. For once, I actually got to call the guy. Usually, I am the guy. So it was kind of nice to sit back and watch somebody else do the work for a change. However, that's not over yet. They dropped it all, took away the twigs and left me the big stuff for our wood burner for firewood all winter. So there's that to deal with. And then to top it all off, we actually got our Harvest Right freeze dryer way earlier than expected. When we ordered it, they said it was going to be about 10 weeks, which would have put us into August. It showed up here after about, I don't know, 2 weeks after we ordered it, it showed up. And I'll tell you what, it works really good. We got some footage of that and some of the stuff we did in there for our first run, and it came out perfect. Definitely recommend that. We'll show you the footage on that. We'll show you some of the footage of the tree work outside. And then, you know, like I said, we still got other projects going on. We're going to try and get more of it on video, but it was just such a crazy week, and that paint was just such a disaster. We're talking about new couches? Yeah, we got new couches too. You can check those out. Okay. Those are fancy. So you got this guy. It does one of those. And then you got the headrest. There's one of these. Yeah, it's got all the fancy gadgets. You know, this one over here has got the all the USBs and outlets and stuff in it. Expensive couches, but they should last us a long time. So that's really what's been going on lately. Our backyard is a complete disaster right now. We're supposed to be installing a swimming pool tomorrow. There's logs laying around everywhere. I had to move the chicken coop to get a boom truck in to get up to the tree. Here, come and have a look out the back door. You'll see what I'm talking about. It's a mess. Total disaster at the moment. That giant tree is now gone. Now you can see if you pan back a little to the right, that giant stump right there, that thing is way too big to move. So that's where the first bonfire is going to be, and I expect it to burn for probably about 2 or 3 weeks, because that stump's got to be about 4 feet in diameter. So, and then you can see where we got our chicken coop. We kind of moved that out of where it was. That's going to have to go back tomorrow morning to where it belongs, which is around the corner. And then we're going to get the pool set up, and hopefully start splitting some of this wood and stacking it, and hopefully it'll be dry by Thanksgiving, so we'll have a bunch of firewood to burn for the winter. I mean, it's all maple, so it should burn real nice. So let's get to the footage of the freeze dryer, and we'll throw in some footage of the trees and stuff, and we'll catch you next time. All right, we just picked this thing up from Harvest Right. It's a freeze dryer, and we're gonna give this thing a try. You can see we got a whole tray, two full trays of blueberries, and 2 full trays of tomato and garlic. I'm gonna make like a tomato chip with that thing. This is supposed to freeze dry the food and not lose as much nutrients as you do with dehydrating. I think they say you lose like 30 to 40% of the nutrients. With this, you lose only 2 or 3%. Not to mention, when you store this, a lot of this stuff will store for up to 25 years and not go bad. So we're gonna fire this thing up, let it run, and then we'll get back to you when we pull this out and see how it did. All right, away we go. We gotta go through this little menu here.
I don't know if it's big.
Yeah, it says freezing, so 77 degrees in here. That's how far we're into it. I don't know what time it is right now. It's gonna be about noon. So hopefully by tomorrow at this time we'll be able to pull this out, give it a test, see what it tastes like, see how it did, and we'll let you know how long it took and what we think. Process is complete. We're gonna open this thing up and try it and see what happens. Let me open the drain vent. You gotta open this valve over here to let the vacuum out so it will open the door. We're going to open this up and see what stuff inside looks like. Kind of see how it tastes. If it's dried out all the way. Oh, let's see here. Alright, I think we're good. Let's try and open the door. So we got for tomatoes. I'm gonna try eating one of these. Oh, that's weird. It's like a potato chip, but it's a tomato.
Does it taste good?
Yeah, it's really good. Well, I know that worked for the tomato chips.
There's garlic powder on top, that's why it's white.
Yeah. Those are the blueberries.
We don't want to come close so you can hear the crunch.
Wow, that's pretty good.
I'm
So-
going to pause this and we'll bring them out into the kitchen.
Yeah, why don't we do that?
Yeah.
Alright, so why don't you come in over here and take a look at this, but these are the tomatoes. Now you can hear it's like a potato chip. So these are pretty good. Tastes like a tomato, but it's in like a potato chip form. Really good. You know what? Maybe we'll do for an experiment. Let's
Oh, he ate it.
who did?
Kimmo ate the blueberry.
I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna pour a little bit of water on it.
Don't mind the mess, people.
Yeah.
So,
See how it comes back. I'll let that sit there for a minute. Oh, that's weird.
I saw. Oh wow.
It's right back
It
to
didn't take long.
right back to regular tomato.
Try it.
That is really strange. It's identical as if you just cut it up and ate it. That is weird how fast that came back. Next, I think we're gonna do scrambled eggs since we have all these chickens. I have millions of eggs. We're constantly giving eggs away, but I think we're going to start storing a bunch of them until we get a good stockpile, and then we'll do whatever we do with the rest of them. I mean, you can only store so much.
Yeah, we have that whole thing full. 3 dozen over there. I think I have 1.5 dozen in the fridge that I had to wash and put away.
Well, not to mention that we usually get anywhere from 8 to 12 eggs a day, so we don't eat that many eggs,
Right.
but it's chicken math. You start out with 2 or 3, next thing you know you got 30. This is how it goes.
Just like goats.
Yeah, pretty much. So really good though. So that thing works really well.
Yeah, I can't wait to put more through it.
If you have the means, I highly recommend getting one. This stuff will keep for 25 years like this if you seal it up in the Mylar bags they give you.
Well, you know what? We could put the blueberries in the jar and use your,
All right, my vacuum sealer.
yeah, so
Yeah.
let's do that in
Yeah.
a little bit.
We'll do that in a little bit. We'll be back in a YouTube minute. All right, we put our blueberries in the mason jar. If you guys didn't see the video on this, go back and watch it. This is
We'll link it in the description below.
yeah. So I'm gonna set this guy in here. I'm gonna put this lid on. We're gonna vacuum seal this jar. And then those blueberries should keep in there for quite a while. Do that. This is gonna run for a minute because it's gotta get all the air out of this thing. So you can hear the motor on the vacuum sealer will change sounds. Yeah, you can hear it now. It's sucking down hard. There you go. Take that off of there. So unscrew this. Oh, the hose came off. Now, that jar is totally vacuum sealed. So that should keep in there for quite a while. There's another way to do vacuum seal actually with the freeze dryer. We'll have to do a video on that coming up maybe after our next batch. We'll show you how to do that. It's kind of interesting. You can pull the shelves out and set the mason jars in there and go into the test menu and test the vacuum pump. While you're testing the vacuum pump, put all your jars in there. It'll suck all the seals closed. Yeah, the chickens are all locked up today. We have that huge tree. It's coming down here in just a little bit. So we can put our swimming pool right there. And maybe we'll do a greenhouse over there since there'll be more sun. We'll see what happens, but it's a nice tree, but it's in the wrong spot. Well, there you go. We're just about done. We got a little bit more left to cut. You can see most of the tree is down. This should be enough firewood probably for the next, probably the next 2 winters. We'll see what happens though. They just ran the truck to go empty out the trailer from all the brush they're taking with and just leaving the big stuff. So that's what's going on here. Alright, I hope you liked that video. Like, subscribe, and share. And be sure to ring the Liberty Bell. aka the notification bell. We like to call it the Liberty Bell because that's how we are. So hopefully you liked the video. Like, subscribe, share. We'll see you on the next one, and have a good night.